It's 5:47 p.m. You've just spent 20 minutes making chicken and vegetables. Your 3-year-old takes one look at the plate and says, "I don't like it." You haven't even sat down yet. So what do? You negotiate. "Just try one bite, honey. Just one." When that doesn't work, you bring out the iPad. You make airplane noises with the fork. You promise dessert. Here's what might sting a little. Every single one of those responses is making the problem worse. I know that sounds harsh, but here's what the research shows us. Children in countries like France and Japan routinely eat fish, vegetables, and complex flavors without the battles we see in Western households. French toddlers eat blue cheese. Japanese kindergartners serve themselves lunch at school. Is it cultural magic?
No.
It's neuroscience. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how well-intentioned feeding practices are literally rewiring our children's brains to become pickier eaters. The problem deep dive. Let me ask you something. How many times did you remind your child to eat at dinner last night? Take a bite. Try the broccoli. Finish your chicken. Now, how many times did you remind yourself to eat? 0, right? Because your prefrontal cortex, that's the brain's executive function center, regulates your eating without any external cues. But here's what happens when we constantly remind and pressure children to eat. We prevent that prefrontal cortex from developing the neural pathways for self-regulation. Every time you tell your child to take another bite, you're sending their brain a message. You can't trust your own hunger signals. I'll tell you when to eat and how much. Their internal regulation system atrophies, just like a muscle you never use. This is the fundamental misunderstanding most parents have about feeding. We think our job is to get food into our children,
To make them eat.
and I get it. When your 4-year-old says they're full after 3 bites, your anxiety spikes. So you push, you coax, you bargain. You're operating from obedience. But what you need is discipline. Obedience is external control. Do this because I said so. Discipline is internal regulation. I can trust my body to tell me what it needs. Research shows that parental pressure to eat is one of the strongest predictors of persistent picky eating. We're not just failing to solve the problem. We're creating it. The framework: 4 pillars of regulation-based feeding. Pillar 1. The division of responsibility. Here's what it is. You decide what food is served, when it's served, and where the meal happens. Your child decides whether they eat and how much. That's it. Clean lines. Clear boundaries. When you control the what, and when you're using your adult prefrontal cortex to plan nutrition and manage schedules. That's appropriate. When your child controls the whether and how much, they're developing their interoceptive awareness, the ability to sense hunger and fullness. This happens in the insula, a brain region that processes body signals. Here's the common mistake. You take on the child's job too. Eat 3 more bites. Just try the broccoli. When you do this, you're overriding their internal signals. Their insula is saying, "I'm full," but you're saying, "No, you're not. Eat more." Do this repeatedly, and the neural connection between body signals and eating decisions weakens. Example: your 4-year-old eats all the rice, none of the chicken, 2 green beans. She says she's done. Division of responsibility says, "Okay, dinner's over." The kitchen closes until morning snack.
No judgment.
No pressure. Pillar 2. Predictable structure without negotiation. Meals and snacks happen at roughly the same times each day, 2 to 3 hours apart. Nothing but water between these times. Here's the neuroscience. The hypothalamus regulates hunger hormones on a circadian rhythm. When eating times are erratic, this rhythm becomes dysregulated. Your hunger hormone stops being a reliable signal. If your child can snack whenever they want, their brain never experiences true hunger followed by the satisfaction of a meal. The neural association between hunger, eating, and satiety never forms properly. The common mistake? Parents negotiate. "I know it's not snack time, but you said you're hungry, so here's some crackers." Example: it's 4:15 p.m. Your 5-year-old says he's starving. Dinner is at 5:30. Instead of offering a snack, you say, "I hear you're hungry. Dinner will be ready at 5:30. His brain is learning to interpret and trust hunger signals. Pillar 3. Exposure without pressure. Put a variety of foods on the table, including foods your child typically rejects, but never comment on whether they eat them. Research shows children need 10 to 15 exposures to a new food before accepting it. But here's the catch. Those exposures only count if there's no pressure attached.
Why?
Because pressure activates the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. When you say, just try one bite, your child's amygdala registers. Mom is pushing this. Must be dangerous. Avoid. Adults in their 30s still avoid foods they were pressured to eat as children. Example, you put salmon on the table. Your 3-year-old has rejected it 7 times.
You say nothing about it.
You serve yourself salmon and say, I'm really enjoying the salmon. She might ignore it. She might poke it. Somewhere around exposure 12 or 15, she might actually taste it. And because there's been no pressure, her brain can accurately assess, do I like this or not? Pillar 4. Modeling without martyrdom. You eat the same foods you serve your children, not separate kid food. But you don't martyr yourself. Mirror neurons fire both when we perform an action and when we watch someone else perform it. When your child sees you eating broccoli with genuine enjoyment, their mirror neurons fire as if they're eating it themselves. But when you make chicken nuggets for kids and salad for adults, what message does that send? This food isn't really worth eating. Example, you don't like mushrooms. Instead of forcing yourself to eat them, you don't serve them often. When you do, you say, mushrooms aren't my favorite, but I like them in this sauce. Everyone's taste buds are different. 5 implementation steps. Step 1. Establish your meal schedule. Write it down. Breakfast at 7:30, snack at 10 o'clock, lunch at 12:30, snack at 3 o'clock, dinner at 5:30. Stick to it for 2 weeks. Your child's hypothalamus needs consistency to establish the pattern. After about 10 days, they'll start feeling genuinely hungry before meals. What if they're really hungry between meals? True hunger won't harm them. That hunger is the sensation we want them to recognize. Offer water. I hear you're hungry. Snack time is in 45 minutes. Step 2. Include at least one safe food. This doesn't mean making separate meals. It means including at least one component you know your child will eat. If you're serving chicken, vegetables, and quinoa include bread or fruit, something they typically accept. When children see at least one familiar food, their amygdala doesn't trigger a full threat response. They can approach the table calmly. Step 3. Say nothing about anyone's food choices. This is the hardest step.
Sit down.
Eat your meal. Talk about the day. Do not comment on what anyone is eating or not eating. If your child says, I don't like this, respond neutrally. Okay, you don't have to eat it. Then change the subject. Without the pressure trigger, their amygdala stays calm. They can actually pay attention to their internal signals instead of managing conflict with you. Step 4. Close the kitchen between meals. After the meal ends, food is no longer available. Only water until the next scheduled eating time. If your child says they're hungry later, respond, I hear you. Breakfast is at 7:30 tomorrow. They're learning that meals are opportunities. This isn't punishment, it's reality. And it's how they learn to tune into their body signals. Step 5. Trust the process for 2 weeks. You cannot evaluate this approach after 3 days. The neural pathways we're building take time. In the first week, they're testing the new system. In the second week, if you've been consistent, they start trusting the structure. Self-regulation begins to emerge.
Objektion handling.
My child is different. They're more stubborn/sensitive than other kids. These children need this structure even more. Their amygdala is already hyperactive. When you add pressure and inconsistency, you're overwhelming their nervous system. The structure actually calms them. Predictability reduces anxiety. Studies show regulation-based feeding works especially well for temperamentally difficult children. This won't work in my culture. We express love through food. You can still express love through food. What you're changing isn't the love, it's the control. You're saying, I trust you. I believe in your capacity to listen to your body. That's profound respect. That's profound love. I don't have time for this. This approach saves time. Think about how much time you currently spend making separate meals, negotiating at the table, and stressing about whether they've eaten enough. Now imagine one meal. You serve it. You eat together. Meal's over in 25 minutes. Closing. Remember that dinner at 5:47? Here's what it looks like now. You put chicken and vegetables on the table, along with rice, a food you know she'll eat. You sit down. She eats the rice, ignores the chicken, takes one bite of carrot. She says she's done. And you say, okay.
No negociation. No tensión.
That's the framework. You control what foods, when meals happen where you eat. Your child controls whether they eat, how much. This is going to feel wrong at first. When your child eats less for a few days, your anxiety will spike. Give it 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks of consistency. Most families see dramatic changes by day 10. Less mealtime stress. Children trying new foods spontaneous. Here's your tiny action step for today. Write down your meal and snack schedule. That's it. Just get clear on when food will be available. Your child isn't broken. The system you're using just doesn't match how their brain is wired to learn. Change the system, and you'll be amazed at what they're capable of.